Well, good morning, Christ Central, and welcome to our daily devotional. My name is Fiona, and today we are continuing in Luke. Now, one of the Pharisees invited Jesus to have dinner with him, so he went to the Pharisee's house and reclined at the table. When a woman who had lived a sinful life in that town learned that Jesus was eating at the Pharisee's house, she brought an alabaster jar of perfume. And as she stood behind him, at his feet weeping, she began to wet his feet with her tears. Then she wiped them with her hair, kissed them, and poured perfume on them. When the Pharisee who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, "If this man were a prophet, he would know who's touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she's a sinner." Jesus answered him, "Simon, I have something to tell you." "Tell me, teacher," he said. 2 men owed money to a certain moneylender. One owed him 500 denarii and the other 50. Neither of them had the money to pay him back, so he cancelled the debts of both of them. Now, which one of them will love him more? Simon replied, "I suppose the one who had the bigger debt cancelled." "You have judged correctly," Jesus said. Then he turned towards the woman and said to Simon, "Do you see this woman? I came into your house. You didn't give me any water for my feet, but she wet my feet with her tears and wiped them with her hair. You did not give me a kiss, but this woman from the time I entered has not stopped kissing my feet. You did not put oil on my head, but she has poured perfume on my feet. Therefore, I tell you, her many sins have been forgiven, for she has loved much. But he who has been forgiven little loves little." Then Jesus said to her, "Your sins are forgiven." The other guests began to say among themselves, "Who is this who even forgives sins?" Jesus said to the woman, "Your faith has saved you. Go in peace." I really enjoyed looking at this passage. It's quite dramatic, really, sort of Shakespeare deception plays meets Agatha Christie meets Sigmund Freud sort of thing. So our main characters then are Simon, Jesus, and the woman. The chorus are Simon's guests. The first question we have to ask is, why does Luke give us Simon's name and not the woman's? Is it because he wants us to remember that those who try to test Jesus do so at their peril? And was the woman representative of all future women who show humility? Therefore, it's fitting that no name is given. Well, we don't know. What we do know is that Simon, for all his confidence and obvious finances, being able to entertain a house full of guests, is a shocking host. Jesus reports, "You didn't give me water to wash my feet. You didn't give me a kiss, and you did not put oil on my head." I guess this must be a bit like turning up to a dinner party with your bottle of wine and your host doesn't give you a welcome hug or take your coat or offer you a drink. The woman attends or invites herself to the gathering because she wants to be close to Jesus. I think it's unlikely that she was actually invited. But Simon allows her to be there because he has a purpose for her. Simon is out to test Jesus. He wants to know if Jesus is in fact a prophet. Simon's reasoning is that if Jesus were a prophet, then Jesus wouldn't touch the woman or go near her because she's a sinner. What Simon doesn't know, but Jesus does know, and we the audience know, is that Jesus already knows that she is a sinner. He says her many sins. He also knows that Jesus is testing him. And furthermore, Jesus' whole intention was to rock on up to the party or into the world precisely for sinners. Jesus already has a little story prepared to illustrate his point to Simon. So a moneylender lends to 2 people. The question is, who would be the most grateful that the debt has been paid off? The one with the greater or the lesser debt? Simon replies, "I suppose the one with the bigger debt cancelled." Now, is this said thoughtfully? I suppose the one with the greater debt cancelled? Or is it said with annoyance because Simon's been exposed? Well, I suppose the one with the greater debt cancelled. Jesus, we assume, was kind and praises Simon's logic. You judge correctly, he says. The underlying message is clear. Those who are forgiven most love most. Turning back to the woman then. She's arrived at Simon's house, probably uninvited. Clearly someone who is known to be a sinner in an obvious way, so possibly a prostitute. And faced with smug Simon and his equally smug guests, she has brought her jar of precious perfume, as she clearly intends to pour this on Jesus' feet. What she probably didn't expect was that the servants weren't on duty that night to wash any feet. Therefore, she humbles herself even more by washing Jesus' feet herself with her tears and wiping them dry with her hair and repeatedly kissing them. Jesus does not analyse or question or require a full account of the woman's sins. He merely says, your sins are forgiven. Just like that. Smug guests are a bit unsure. Who is this who even forgives sins? They say. Jesus ends by acknowledging the woman's faith. Your faith has saved you. Go in peace, he says. So we, the audience, are left with a dilemma. Are we more Simon, questioning Jesus, inviting him into our day, but with a hidden agenda? Or are we more the woman, prepared to do whatever it takes to seek Jesus out? And I will leave you with that question to ponder. Thank you.